What's up, guys and girls? It is Zach from SwitchForce. Hello at the final countdown. We have arrived at what should be the final night before Nintendo Switch is changed forever, and I'm joined for a special late night chat with you and with me and with Doug Bowser. Doug, how's it going, man? Doug, I can't.
You never told me I was supposed to be Doug.
Doug, you're not supposed to be Doug. Shh, you're spoiling the bit. You're spoiling the bit.
How am I supposed to know what's happening?
This is the bit with Doug Bowser. You spoiled the bit. As it's about to be a new era for Switch, I thought we'd bring back the old era. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for all the Good Morning Mario support and channel love this week. It is an exciting time to be a Nintendo fan. I love you guys with all my heart. And some of you probably know that Gabe used to be one of the OG Switch Forcers. Gabe was here before the Switch was born. That's how old this guy is.
Oh man, look at the gray hairs all over the place. I feel like certain people here won't know me, right, because of Animal Crossing, but everybody else knows me in spirit.
Yeah, dude, you're like the Papa of Switch Papa.
Yeah, I'm dressed like a dad. I might as well just be a dad, right?
You might as well. So we got to get through a bunch of interesting things. First off, there's some breaking news for the Switch Pro that, I mean, look, there's no two ways about it. If this thing doesn't happen tomorrow, the internet is a lie. Like, it's completely a lie. So we're going to go through that. I want to show you guys what's up. And then me and Gabe are going to kind of talk with you about our final Switch Pro predictions, our discussion, and kind of get this on the record and get this moment captured together before it happens. Okay? So we are ready. Gabe is in his, what do you call that? Your fancy purple? I like just looking so fancy.
It's my Prince purple. Also, everybody, just real quick, everybody's saying that you guys miss you. I miss you guys too. Just want to say that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, welcome one and all. I see so many familiar faces from Good Morning Mario. So glad you guys are enjoying that show, and so glad that you guys are being a part of everything we got going on here. So thank you very much. Let's get into the news right off the bat, because that is what we like to do. This popped up, and Gabe, sorry, your face is going to be the space where this is shown. So,
you're good. Go ahead.
There is a listing that was supposedly found on Best Buy's internal system for a new Nintendo Switch Pro at $399.99. Now, what's interesting about this is apparently this Best Buy internal system is updated by the distributors, not by Best Buy. So this thing is apparently being filled and updated by not like a goofy Best Buy employee trying to be cute, but by the actual companies and the chains that they work with. A few things I want to point out about this. One, more and more retail sites are getting numbers in their system, right? They're getting things ready, so it feels like it is going to happen tomorrow, and it feels like pre-orders might just in fact start on Friday, like we talked about last night. We had the video where we talked about pre-orders kicking off on Friday early morning, Thursday late night. It was from a European retailer. We now are seeing this come in through Best Buy America edition. I also want to call your attention to the price, which is $400, which seems to be where everyone is kind of falling. And I want to call your attention to the name, which says New Nintendo Switch Pro, which I don't know if that's just the placeholder that everybody happens to be using at the same time, or if that's the actual name, but we've now seen this multiple places, multiple spaces, different countries. New Nintendo Switch Pro. It's odd that you have the new and the pro. They're bookending it, Gabe. They want to cover their bases. They're covering their front and their back. They want to make sure you know it's new on both sides.
Dude, I'm not mad at the name, but obviously, like everyone else, I think it's an incredible missed opportunity for it to not be the Super Nintendo Switch. Like that's my choice. That's what I and a lot of other people wanted, but we'll go with this. New Nintendo Switch Pro kind of falls in line with what they've done for their revisions historically. So I'm not so mad at it. What are we talking about here? You said the price. Is that what you wanted to touch on?
Well, no, I mean the name and the price. A lot of people are saying $400 is super expensive. But if you consider sort of the in between, right? The difference between the Switch and the PS5 and the Xbox, like this is where it has to fall. It has to kind of be in the middle. What's going to be weird is if they do phase out the Switch, the OG Switch, as they have stated. They're going to have a $200 gap. Like $200 and $400 feels weird for your two systems that play the same games.
Right?
That's very odd.
Like, and people are saying like, hey, $400 is a lot, and it is, but OLED isn't cheap. Like, it's not a cheap technology.
Right.
So we got to keep that in mind. And whatever the souped up internals are, like, we don't know like the nuances of everything yet. But if this does do upscaling to 4K with the OLED screen, with the presumably bigger batteries, with what is probably and hopefully going to be bigger internal storage, that's something that, you know, not a lot of people are talking about right now.
Yeah.
So there's a reason. Yeah, like it needs to go up a little bit more.
Yeah. So I think that price point, I mean, it's not the same price, but they are going to sell it as a Pro. I love Super Nintendo Switch just because it's classic, but I feel like it's too clever for Nintendo. So I want to let you know that my like dark horse name is the Nintendo Switch Plus. I think it's going to end up being the Pro just because, I don't know, there's so much smoke, there's fire, but the Plus feels nice to me. They've used new before, they've used Deluxe, they've used XL. I think Plus might hit a nice spot, but it's probably going to be a Pro. All right, Jimson says, screw Switch Pro, where's 3DS Rap Kid? Dude, he's getting his wisdom teeth out tomorrow. That boy's 19. He's right now prepping for some wisdom teeth surgery. Shout out to Noah and the OG 3DS Rap, one of the greatest songs ever. Let's show part 2 of the news here. What's up, Pat? Nintendo Talk in the chat. A little love for my favorite AC guy. This also popped up on Reset Era. Multiple people have apparently talked to Best Buy employees, and they are referencing this listing, okay? This chat here, they're connecting the live agent. I see that the new Nintendo Switch Pro is currently not released by the manufacturer. The console should be announced in the next few days, and there were a couple of these that popped up. So apparently, this Best Buy listing within their system does seem to have some legitimacy if employees are referencing it. Now, this could be an entire scam and scheme to just trick us, but at this point, there is so much happening, right? You have the French retailer that we discussed in Good Morning Mario earlier today. You have Kelios's find of the Chinese accessory on Amazon Japan. You have the listing that Centro Leaks is talking about. You have this Best Buy listing now. And you have Special Ed from Xbox Era saying, hey, it's going to happen on Thursday. You have Tom Warren from The Verge saying, tomorrow it really feels like E3 is going to kick into high gear. And you have Nate Drake, Bloomberg. Gabe's getting tears because he knows this is a new era for Nintendo, and we've shared so many Nintendo eras. If you guys didn't know, Gabe and I met over Mario Kart 8. So, you know, Mario Kart 9 being a big hit for Switch Pro, that would be a friendship milestone for us. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to take our friendship to the next level, in a non-weird way. But I wanted to talk about, speaking of weirdness, I want to talk about this this customer service representative.
Yeah.
Like, how much does a random customer service representative for Best Buy like know about this stuff?
Nothing. But that, to me, that's what legitimizes it. Is like nothing, right? Because if they're just going based on this, right? They look in their system and they see this new Nintendo Switch Pro listing. The fact that they know nothing almost legitimizes it because they're talking about this new Nintendo Switch Pro is not currently released. That's what this thing shows here, this listing in their system. So their like cluelessness almost adds to it to me.
So, but like when they say like, oh, like this hasn't been like, you know, released by the manufacturer, like,
right?
I've worked customer service.
Yes.
Like not for Best Buy, but I have, and we know nothing other than like whatever like
that's what I'm
script is
saying.
in
So
front of us.
they're just going to the system, right? Like they're just checking the system, and so that to me, that what it validates for me is that it is in the system.
Yeah. I don't know, like it all like feels, it almost feels like surreal at this point. Like you know, we talk about this throughout the day. Like I 100% believe a Switch Pro is happening. It's not that I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
But I'm not shocked if, you know, 24 hours from now there's still like nothing.
I think this thing is happening Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I think,
dude, I'm hyped. I'm excited.
I think it is going to be a big moment. I mean, they got their E3 presentation announcement out the way. They set that up and said software. I really think that we are going to get the next era, the next generation. I want to pull up a Quincense comment from chat. He says, I'm going with Nintendo Switch DX. They've been using a lot with NSW for Nintendo Switch, and that would look good. Deluxe is not a bad name, honestly. I think what's interesting about this system is honestly like how they market it, and we can start talking about our predictions and kind of lay our claims here on what should be the final countdown. But Thank you, Cesar. Where in the world is the car head rest mount? That was a sick tease in that initial Switch video. He's talking about they showed Mario Kart being played in the car. And honest to goodness, no lie, when Gabe and I saw that trailer, okay, because we were SwitchForce at that point. We started SwitchForce a few months before that happened. And man, we saw it, we were like, dude, we're going to do a video in the car with a cameraman in the backseat between us, and we're going to be duking out in Mario Kart in the car, like on the highway, going 70. That was going to be the plan, and they let us down.
Yeah.
But let's move into this discussion here. So how they frame this and market this, I think we still have no idea. And what makes this interesting is, to me, like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, if we're going to draw that comparison, like that was just like, hey, we know this is a known quantity, a tech upgrade, nothing much is going to change. But we kind of don't know yet how Nintendo plans to frame this thing.
But like, again, if we go with the whole, if there's smoke, there's fire, like we've heard a lot about what's happening, right? DLSS, 4K, yes. Like these are things that get thrown around often enough that at this point, like, we got to believe them, right? OLED is a good example, right? Bloomberg has said that from the rip almost. Right. So I feel like that's all but a shoo-in, because, you know, that is something I see every once in a while. Like, oh, you guys are getting excited for this new thing. You don't even know what it is. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is just a revision that isn't a pro, and it's just a revision.
I think, let's be clear, I think it's absolutely a pro. I just don't know how Nintendo is going to set it up.
I think that too. But that is something that we see out there sometimes. So what do you mean by how Nintendo's going to set it up?
Are they going to, you know, they debut this trailer, right? It's Nintendo Switch Pro or Nintendo Switch DX or new Nintendo Switch U.
Okay, here, before you go on, because, you know, I'm very forgetful. How do you think they do this? You think it's just a quick 2 to 3 minute trailer?
Yeah, I think what do you think? I think it is very reminiscent of that original Switch trailer. I do not think it's like the Switch Lite trailer. The Switch Lite trailer was much more of an overview. I think this is like a hot and heavy song in the background, a bunch of their cute scenes. You know, you got like a very diverse family chilling in the backyard. I mean, it's perfect timing, right? People are starting to get back out there. You can have a family playing in the park. You can have people playing at home on their nice set. I think it's going to be a quick fire hit. And this is where I think it gets interesting. What I'm talking about is, do they advertise this as the better way to play your Switch games, or do they advertise this as the next step for Switch? Are they going to show us new games we haven't seen before?
Well, look. Two things. One, I just checked the original Nintendo Switch hardware overview trailer is 3 minutes and 34 seconds.
The overview, but what about that drop trailer? I'll pull it up while you give your response.
Yeah, you pull that up in the meantime. Well, like, the other thing was, like, what games are they showing? Because they can't, like, show new stuff.
Can they though?
That's what E3's for, I think. Like, that's a big 40-minute presentation. I think any big
Austin misses you real quick. Thanks, Austin.
Who?
Austin.
Yeah. Oh, I miss you too, Austin. I miss everyone that misses me. So I feel that.
Oh, you're right. It was I'm sorry. It was 3:37. That's the initial trailer. That's them just like chilling on the rooftop, pulling out the Joy-Con, checking out the grip. But that trailer, and just sorry to cut you off, that showed games that we didn't hear about and that didn't release for a long time. Mario Odyssey was in that trailer, and we didn't know it was Mario Odyssey at all.
Sure, dude. Like, oh, man, a quick 10-second like gameplay of Breath of the Wild 2. Fire. Bro.
I think it's totally possible.
You think so?
I think Nintendo is silly if they try to sell this as the best way to play Breath of the Wild 1, Mario Odyssey, and Fire Emblem Three Houses. Who is spending $400 just to have a little frame? I mean, you and me, but what average consumer is wanting to spend $400 to get a little frame boost on a game that came out 3 years ago? I think they have to come in on fire.
That is the marketing of Xbox. What are you talking about?
Well, this is an Xbox, man. There's a reason that Microsoft is trying to work with Nintendo. They need to borrow some marketing techniques. I think that they come in really hot. I think that they deliver substantial footage, not in terms of length, but in terms of like, wow, this is going to impress Nintendo fans, so that we instantly associate Switch Pro with something new and exciting.
I like it. Just the timing of it. It's so close to E3 that, in my opinion, you want to keep the cool like game stuff to then. I think we see some side by sides, right? You see, Mario Kart or Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, side by side. Like, hey, this is what it runs like on the current Switch. Look at this. 60 FPS, DLSS, like they'll, tell us that the frame rate's better, whatever the improvements are. Like, I feel like that's what this is going to be more.
You think side by side?
Yeah, because remember, you want to talk about like average consumers that don't know the differences. Like, you tell them, yeah, it's better, and someone thinks like, okay, so what does that mean? So yeah, you got to show them.
All right, so Gabe thinks you're going to go more comparative, try to let you know why you want to upgrade. I think they're going to try to hit this as like, this is the new from Nintendo. And I know it's not that, this isn't Switch 2, but I think that's going to be how they really try to market it.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Let's lay down our setup. I want you to give me your price, I want you to give me your name, and I want you to give me your release date.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah. You are the guest of honor.
All right. All right. So I do think it's just new Nintendo Switch Pro. Like, I think
that's it.
They're going with that.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going with.
Okay.
And the price, I don't know, man. We've seen the price. It seems like it's $400, but we've thought that for a long time.
Yeah.
And like, I guess the only thing that would make me rethink that was that report that came out recently that said like, hey, like this thing's gonna be maybe more than $400 because of some currency exchange.
That seems so hard to hit. This seems so hard to sell.
Yeah. And remember, Nintendo does not sell things at losses. They refuse.
Right.
Like, other companies are okay doing it for a while. Nintendo just historically won't do it. So 400, 450.
Okay.
Somewhere right there.
Okay.
And what was the third part of it? Just like
the
what
date,
type of stuff?
The release date.
Oh, dude.
We've heard October to November is kind of the running rumor. We know that they've released iterations in the past in September. The Switch Lite dropped in September.
I'm gonna give you an exact date. I am thinking November.
Ooh, November. Okay, I'm looking at my calendar here.
Dude, I'm so torn between 12th and 19th.
Okay. That's late in the game, man. That's like, hey, get your Turkey Day ads ready.
November 12th.
By the way, I love seeing all you guys' predictions in the comments here in the chat. We got some 450, some 400, and then you got the people in Canada and other countries who are going to be swallowing a much stiffer bill. So yeah, hearts go out to everybody there.
Oh, guys, you guys don't even. The real price is once we ask the scalpers. Nintendo's not even setting the price for these things.
I am making it my mission to help as many people as possible get a Switch Pro so that we don't have to deal with scalpers. I don't want anybody that watches Good Morning Mario to pay $800 for this system.
Dude, like, how? Like, are we getting bots and just buying them ourselves to sell them to nice people? Like,
I'm gonna teach them my ways. I managed to get my PlayStation. I managed to get you a PlayStation. I managed to get an Xbox. I managed to get my brother a PlayStation. I managed to get my brother an Xbox. I mean, I get my shoes. I think we can make it happen.
That is true. Yeah, no, see, but you haven't you have yet to compete with bots as they are now.
Oh, bots have gotten better since November?
Dude, yes. In the like last 6-7 months, it has all evolved tremendously.
Well, we are going to prepare. I'm going to do whatever research I need to get it happen. Let me give you my prediction.
Do it.
I want to be the clever guy that gives you like a different name, but I really do think it's going to be new Nintendo Switch Pro. I really do. I think that's new. I think it's pro. I think it says everything, and I don't think Nintendo cares about being cool. I don't think they do. I think they just want to be obvious.
Nope. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Wii U was trying to be cool, but I think they're done with that. That was not Furukawa. That was not Dougie. That was not my guy Dougie. Doug Bowser.
Yeah.
What are we calling this thing? Yo, Doug.
Doug's over there climbing mountains trying to find the answers.
Doug freaking he's on mute. I don't know what happened to him. Anyway, so I'm going with the new Nintendo Switch Pro. I think $399 as well. I'm going earlier than you, though. I think Nintendo gets ahead of the holiday season a bit. I'm going to go with an October 22nd date. Timmy, thank you so much. We'll get to your question in a second. I think that they want to get in October. And thank you, Michael, who says, yes, okay, no, we're not praising scalpers. Anyways, I think that there's going to be an October game to go alongside this, and I think then they want to get it ready for a November launch. Because even if Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't make 2021, which we don't think anymore,
it won't. Yeah, it won't.
I think that they still are going to position this thing with software. Now, let's move to that for a moment here. We had a question that was asking, this one came in from Timmy saying, do you think the new Switch games will be playable in the current one? I don't know that there is any new Switch exclusives. I mean, third party to me would be where that shows up, but I'm uncertain that they wouldn't just look. Sony is your guide today. They can't even make a game PS5 exclusive. I don't think Ubisoft or EA or anyone is going to make this Switch Pro exclusive. I think the games are going to be completely across the board. And I want to now move into what games do you think are going to be kind of propping this launch up later this year?
I was thinking about that a little bit, and it's strange because the tempting thing about a Switch platform to third parties right now is the install base. And if you make these things Switch Pro exclusive, there is no install base.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're gonna have millions and millions and millions of these things ready right away. So if you make, Call of Duty Warzone or whatever the next Call of Duty is, or Madden playable on this new Switch because it can do it now, like, do you put in that work to somehow make it work on the older Switch too? Because that's the one with the install base.
Yeah.
So like, you get into like weirdness there. I feel like as much as this is for third party, and make no mistake, I think that third party has a huge part in this.
Yes.
I also think that Nintendo had to play catch up in some way. Like, they have to at this point, right? Like, there's a lot of upcoming games, and yeah, we know it's, huge bummer they're not exclusive. We wish everything was. But like, Ratchet's coming up. Things like that just look so much better than anything on Switch. Like, they can't just stay at 720p and sub 720p 30 fps like forever. Like, people have moved on from that.
I 100% agree. I just don't think that there is a dollars to cents argument to make it Switch Pro exclusive. I hope they can find a way to scale. I mean, if they can scale from the OG Xbox One all the way up to the Series X, they can scale on Switch, right? That should be doable.
Dude, this is such a sick name. I'm sorry if somebody else said it before, but I see it from Willem Flippo. Nintendo Switch Advance. That
the GBA vibes, yes.
Yeah, dude. NSA. Oh, well, no.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Gavin, thank you so much. Switch 4K, every game in 4K, like the title. I mean, I do think this is going to be 4K. That's everything we've been reading. Every report is that
with DLSS and upscale.
Yes, with
right?
upscale
like
4K, not native 4K. No, and definitely not. In the handheld variety. I think the game lineup is going to be interesting. I think, to me, I would want to have a game that really showcases this, but none of the things that are rumored to me showcase it. Right? We have a new 2D Metroid that's not really showcasing a pro system, right?
There's one that showcases it.
We have a new DK that's not really showcasing it. Timmy, thank you so much. Can't wait for new Super Smash Bros. And Splatoon, new fighters. Yes, and Splatoon is one. I really feel like the Switch Pro Gauntlet is next year with Pokemon Legends Arceus, with, in theory, Breath of the Wild 2, and with Splatoon 3. But to me, if you're gonna do this thing right, you gotta drop Mario Kart 9.
You have to.
You got to. That is the holiday season. That is the system seller. That is the game that gets people talking, right? Because this Switch Pro, it's going to need hype and word of mouth. It obviously already has built-in install base, but to get people to really up the ante and drop $400 extra, or to choose this one over the half the price Switch Lite, I think you are going to need that title that makes it super exciting. Thank you, Alice, so much. Super appreciate it.
Dude, like, some of these things, like, I know you don't think so, but to me, Breath of the Wild, and not to me personally, but to me, I think that they see it as Breath of the Wild is now a 4-year-old game plus at this point. Like, that being looking nicer and running better, like, that's a selling point. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, looking and running better, that is a selling point, dude.
Hey, Gabe, look, hang on. I gotta pull up Dougie again. We took your game from 2013, and we've got it running in 2021 in 4K from the Wii U straight to your HD TV.
Dude, how often do we see this? Like, other companies do it all the time. Like, and this
well,
is
Nintendo does it all the time. Deluxe this, Deluxe that. They port everything, but
yeah.
It's like, you gotta think they have a showpiece for this, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, if Mario Kart happens this year, like, that makes a lot of sense. No more heroes in 60 FPS.
Skyward Sword is gonna get its 4K day. Well, not day one, because that's coming out way before. if the thinking is that this is going to really support third parties, I would not be surprised if their launch coincides with some unexpected multi-platform games. Yeah, you could bring in something like that, but I'm also saying, maybe you loop this around like Far Cry 6, maybe you tie this around Battlefield 6, maybe you tie this around some things that are, wow, this is on a Nintendo console.
Ooh, dude, Michael, I'm gonna mess up her name. Trie. Resident Evil Outrage could be one.
That would be huge.
Hot.
That
would be hot.
That is my secret, most anticipated game that isn't made by Nintendo.
That would be so hot, dude. And I'm all for like Resident Evil right now. That's my favorite game of the year. Like I'm all about that franchise again. So I'm there.
Resident Evil Outrage, if you don't know, Dust Golem has talked about it for quite a while, saying that there is an exclusive Switch Resident Evil in the works. It's been in the works for years, and apparently going to be shown off at E3 potentially. And that would be a Switch Pro type thing. That would be the perfect game. Thank you so much, Chloe. She says she's going to beat you at Mario Kart. We will absolutely be doing live streams of Mario Kart if this thing drops. Mario Kart 9 is my dream game, even though it's not that out of the realm of possibility, so I'm super excited for it. No chance there's two SKUs, right? No chance there's two versions of this.
Like a $500 one with like more internal storage or something. Like
I don't even think there's multiple colors.
No, let's make it one color, either all white or all like midnight black or something crazy. And
I think that's the ticket right there. I think this is going to be trying to look premium, all black.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to look a little more glossy than the matte finish we have here. I think it's going to be a little bit sleeker. My Switch is literally exploding from the top. This whole panel is ripping. So I'm hoping for a slightly more premium build quality for my 4 hundo. Thank you so much, Devin, for the
yeah, because this is all just like
weird
plastic, right?
Yeah, Devin, the announcement did not happen. It's just there's a lot leading up to it. And for those of you just joining, let's do a quick little recap. Best Buy in their internal system, people have found supposedly this shot that is new Nintendo Switch Pro in Best Buy system, getting ready for an imminent announcement and getting ready for pre-orders. $400, new Nintendo Switch Pro. And then we had multiple people talking to Best Buy customer reps saying, hey, yeah, we see this in our system, and this person said the console should be announced in the next few days, which is very specific and very odd. But from the things we've discussed on Good Morning Mario, the things that we've talked about from Bloomberg, Emily Rogers, all the different retailers, it really feels like this is about to go down. And tomorrow is the day that is the specific date that people have called out.
Yeah, what are you thinking about time? Do you think we by the time we wake up, and you know what time we wake up, you think we're seeing this, or do you think we got to wait till the nighttime because of the whole holiday? I think you said in Germany or something.
Yeah, I just want to give a special shout out to my cell phone. My alarms are set for 8:55, 9:55, 10:55 every day, so I'm there at 9, 10, and 11 in case anything happens.
For those of you that don't know, Zach is my alarm. Like, I don't wake up till he texts me.
The sick joke here is that as soon as this was even plausible, last week, I now literally have to be checking Twitter on the hour, every hour. Otherwise, it's bad news. I have to be there. Anyhow, the Switch was an evening thing. I really want it to be morning. I don't want an entire day of anticipation, but if I had to put my money somewhere, I would put it on evening, because I think that does coincide better with as much of the world as possible being awake. If you announce at 10 a.m. Eastern, Japan is in the middle of their sleep cycle. They're getting that REM, and they are not awake for this. I think you want... Yeah. I think you want
do stuff early all
but they do. But this isn't just like, oh, let's talk about Animal Crossing 1.10. We got some freaking, I don't know, a cheese wheel. This is the future of the company right here.
Yeah, well, the immediate future. This isn't.
Okay, this is the biggest moment for the current regime. The biggest moment. This is right.
Dude, I have questions. That I've been meaning to text you this all day. Cartridges in or out? Like, what are they putting these games on? If they're big, like...
Oh, it's just the bigger cartridges. It's the ones they've been working on. Trigger, okay. Thank you so much. Wishing there was Sims on the Switch. That would be honestly a game. I mean, with AC's popularity, that makes perfect sense. But go ahead. Mm-hmm. I think bigger cartridges.
Okay, Joy-Con, same size, different size? Or do you think this comes with a Pro Controller boxed in?
I think it is the same I think it's the same. I think it's overall the same form factor. 7-inch screen, no bezel, and the same Joy-Con. I mean, you're saying like could the Joy-Con become like more premium, like still the same size, but
same size,
Oh, it's just like what? Like it's a metal Joy-Con. I love this joke where I saw that they put an extra ice cube in there. Remember that 1-2 switch?
Yeah, that's cute. I think that
Thank you, Dedrick.
Pro controller in the box makes sense, right? Like for a
not
Switch
for
Pro.
400.
How much are those controllers?
That's a $75 controller.
How much? Nah, dude. Like, yes, they aren't, but they don't cost them $75 to make. Like, come on, man.
Now, I just want to acknowledge, like, there is a possibility that this does not happen tomorrow. We have to be honest with ourselves.
Oh man, yep.
But everybody, like, this isn't me. This isn't me and Gabe, like, pie in the sky, sitting on our rooftop, eating peanuts and dreaming, right? This is coming.
Wait, that sounds like fun.
This is coming from the mouths of many. This is coming from so many sources and so many people. I mean, I think at this point, I can guarantee you that the Switch Pro is coming. We just are dicey on the timing, but more and more is happening that leads us to believe it is going to be this week.
Dude, man. By the way, I'm gonna steal a little bit of your thunder here, Zach. Almost 2,000 people watching.
Yes.
Not as many likes on the video. So if you appreciate what we do around here, right? The hard work that Zach puts into Good Morning Mario every day, and the decently hard work I put into editing.
Tell him what I texted you before we got on here. When you said, "Can we get ready early?" What did I text you?
Dude, I'm gonna read it verbatim here, because I don't want to misquote him. He said. Closer to, because I told him, hey, let's get on like 20 minutes early. He said, nah, let's get ready closer to the time. I'm trying to rest my eyes so I don't puke. Man, like this guy sits in front of that computer all day.
Ragnarok, thanks for the donation. Thoughts on cloud versions for the regular Switch? I think cloud versions are cool. I'd love to see them go dedicated and not cloud, but
Village isn't on the cloud, but Resident Evil 7 is, so that made me think about it. Do you think that Village could make it like, okay, so what if on this like sizzle reel tomorrow, like they show like Village?
That is such a good game.
I would love it.
That'd be so
man,
good.
I would play it again on the go. I would.
Mod Chloe is asking if old cartridges are going to work. I think there is 1,000% complete backwards and forwards compatibility. I do not think this is a new generation in any way. To me, there is like a sub 1% chance that they do any foul play with splitting the user base.
I agree with you. I don't think that there's going to be any like cutting people off, and it's all going to have complete parity.
Yes.
You can believe that.
Guy comes in with a great donation. Thank you, sir. Do you think the UI gets updated?
No.
Is this themes? Is this themes?
This is what it took.
This is what it took.
An entire hardware revision.
A new processor. They couldn't make it run. I, honest to goodness, think this is where I think that is one way that you could make the Switch Pro different. Because look, it should have some slight differences. It shouldn't just look like your Switch got the bezel ripped off. Themes.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. All right.
Oh man.
And then one more we got coming in from our friend Phil, just trying to keep up with all these. What colors do you think the Joy-Con be? I think it's going to be an all black system. That's my prediction.
All white system. All white. All black or all white, or white and black. It's on your headset right now. It's a good color combination.
I think that the Pro does not do neon.
No, I don't think so either. Dude, I want it to be all white because we have something that's close to all black with like the Switch and the regular like gray Joy-Con.
Yeah, it's
it looks that. Yeah, so I would want something different. Maybe you make it like those are just the only cool colors, man.
Oh, Ragnarok is clarifying, and this is a good little conversation point. He's saying, what do you think about like physical versions for the Switch Pro that then require the cloud for the Switch, like third-party games?
I'm down for it.
If they can make that work like congruently with all the different publishers, like that sounds like a great option. Nobody's left out, but you still get to take full advantage.
Yeah. I'm down. I hope so.
Shane says
that's a great idea.
Shane says that their DS Lite finally died. Now it's time for the Switch Pro. Man, you are in for a world of an upgrade. If that's the jump you're making, DS Lite to Switch Pro, man, that would be cool. Or if your Switch Lite just died, or your DS Lite, then rest in peace to the
dude, those DS
Lite.
lights, those DS lights die. The Switch Lite, like I know a couple of people that there's like is dying on them. It's like slash died.
I want to ask a question of chat. By the way, welcome. Thank you so much for all the support on Good Morning Mario. We've had our best week ever, and I'm going to be bringing you all the news, the updates, every little detail from E3. It's about to be a crazy week. We're doing lives, we're doing giveaways, we're obviously doing videos. But I want to ask the chat, if this thing goes live, are you pre-ordering? Are you trying to pre-order is the better question.
What? One for pre-orders, two for no pre-orders?
One for you're going for it, two you're sitting it out. Too much money, don't need it. And like, there is an argument to be made, and this is going to be our next topic, that this thing is completely it's not needed.
Yes, it is.
It's needed from a
look,
competition standpoint, but for
yeah.
If you know your little brother comes to you, or your cousin, and says, "Hey, I got my Switch, right? I got Smash Bros. Ultimate, I got Mario Kart, I got Breath of the Wild. I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I'm on a budget. Are you telling him to get the Switch Pro? That's more what I'm saying.
Like, it just all depends on the situation. You know what I mean? Because, look, how much of the budget are you on? Like, you're not going to be able to pick one of these things up anyways for a while. Like, with the pre-orders and the scalper situation being what it is, take all the time you need, save up. If you can buy a Lite for $200, and you might as well just wait, you know, an extra 2-3 months or whatever, however long it's going to take you to get these things, because they're hard to get.
Well, see, and what I'm going to tell this hypothetical prospective buyer, and I'm sure we'll make a video on this later on, is you can upgrade your Switch to the Switch Pro, okay? But if Nintendo is about to have a big fall like we expect them to have, and we know that you got Pokemon Legends, Splatoon 3, and Breath of the Wild 2 out in the horizon, you can upgrade to the Switch Pro, or you can get 7 new games for your Switch. That is a really tough dilemma at that point. Unless you're going to start, you know, selling your Switch, then maybe you can really mitigate the cost. You lower that down a bit if you drop it on eBay. Does GameStop even do trade-ins anymore? I haven't been there in...
Yeah, they still do.
Okay. So I get
that's like the core of their business model.
On the Game Boy Advance launch day, GameStop conned me into trading in my Game Boy Color for a game. I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in exchange for my teal Game Boy Color. Was I robbed?
Yeah, of course.
Man.
Of course.
Man.
But like, let's say this: anybody that's up like at 11:30 p.m., which is, you know, the time it's about to be,
yes,
right, Eastern, and they're up watching a couple of dudes, and there's like 2,000 of you watching right now. You're here because you're excited about this hardware, right?
Yeah. And
you know, everyone's like budget is different, obviously, but this is exciting.
Yeah.
A new console from Nintendo of any kind is always exciting. Even when it was that weird tablet looking like 2DS that sold for like $75, even that was like exciting still.
That piece of pizza is the only Switch or only Nintendo system I think I bought and never actually played.
Dude, like, it was terrible. But nah, dude, like, they need to play catch up. You were saying like, hey, is this needed? Absolutely, like, not for the consumer, but right. For Nintendo, I think it's paramount. It's paramount for Nintendo.
That is spot on, and I think that's why it's so important that they do have some game that obviously they'll play on both, but they can kind of rally this around. To me, it's not enough to just say, hey, play your games better and the future. I really think it needs a, hey, go get the Switch Pro, go out to your Target, your Walmart, your Best Buy, and get the Switch Pro with something.
Yeah, dude. Alex bought a like brand new like Switch like 3 weeks ago. He asked me like, "Hey, should I get this?" I told him, "Well, there's gonna be like my brother." I was like, for everyone else. He's like, "Hey, I heard there's like a new one." I'm like, "Yeah, but that, you know, that's at that time." I was like, "Yeah, but it's probably not till next year because that's what the thinking was a few months ago." And he's like, "So should I just get it?" I'm like, "Yeah, just, you know, get it. Like, if you want to play right now," you know, him and his girlfriend wanted to play like Mario Kart and stuff together. So I was like, "Dude, like, just go get it, and then eventually when that other one comes out, it's gonna take a while anyways because scalpers. So just do it."
Go ahead.
Because now you feel terrible if you just bought this thing 3 weeks ago.
Remember when they remember with the is the DS, right, where they did the upgrade, like the early buyer sorry program plan. They gave you like a bunch of Game Boy Advance games and stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Was it the DSi? Is that what it was?
It was one of those things where they're like, sorry that we sold you really bad form factor, and to make up for it and the fact that we did an iteration instantaneously, we're giving you like 10 Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mackerel. Let's take this question. Hello from Indiana. What would you like to see as far as hardware upgrades? And this is beautiful because I was going to talk about this. He mentions Bluetooth. He mentions a notification icon for updates. And one that I want to talk about is, we know that obviously the graphics will improve. We know that there's going to be DLSS and upscaled 4K. Do you see them adding anything additional to hardware? And I'm just looking forward to better load times.
All right, two things, right? Well, three, I guess, but you already mentioned one.
Okay.
The better load times is so important because now I'm just used to that, like everywhere. Like,
let's play a little game, just because I know you don't do much Animal Crossing, but me and Animal Crossing are practically married at this point.
Sure.
Okay, I am clicking Animal Crossing right now. This is what I'm going to use my Switch Pro for. Animal Crossing is trying to load up. Hey, there you are in the reflection. Okay, just keep talking.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, now that I've played with this monster right here.
Okay.
The haptics and the feedback that this thing gives you, I don't think Nintendo Switch can do it. Although they were, with the Joy-Con, like they were very early when it came to haptics and feedback and stuff like that. But if they can get it closer to what this is, that's important. Load times is important. And there was another thing I wanted to touch on. I already blanked out. Wait, why is that still going?
Hey, this is the load time. This is what I want the Switch Pro for.
What is happening?
Let's take another question. You're welcome, Jack. What's up? How do you think Nintendo will convince people to buy the rest of the old Switch models? Well, okay,
they're not.
This is, by the way, this is the title screen. Now we have to now this isn't the game. That's the title screen.
Oh wait, is this one of those like Splatoon-like situations where you gotta sit there and talk forever? Because we've been playing a lot of Splatoon. Hi girls. We've been playing a lot of Splatoon.
Ladies man Gabe just getting all that.
No. We've just been playing Splatoon a lot.
I could have made so many awful jokes. Thank goodness this is SwitchForce. Anyhow.
Yeah.
No. So talking about. Hang on.
Isabel's there.
Yes. There, Isabel. Okay, but hang on. When Isabel's talking, there's still another load. I think that their plan, Jack, is to eliminate the Switch. And when I first read that from Bloomberg, I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think it's the only thing that makes sense at this point, right?
Yeah. Like what?
More load.
Because I was gonna say you make this the handheld, but they already have the handheld one. So yeah, you phase this out. God, that's ridiculous.
It is absurd.
That was like 3 minutes,
dude.
Oh, dude, I wanted to ask this. All right, cool. So let's say your Switch broke, right?
Yes.
And the new Switch is $400, or you get the Lite for $200. But those are the only two options. But you want to play on your TV. Wait, you want to play on your TV. So then you are only $100 removed from a PS5. Like that becomes a decision.
But Gabe, dude, look, I gotta defend my audience a bit here. Mario Kart, Zelda, Mario, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, Mario Party, Mario Golf, Animal Crossing. I'm not done. 1-2 Switch. Come on.
Stop. 1-2 Switch.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Tennis Aces, ARMS, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Luigi's Mansion 3.
I could name third parties.
Well, but you might about to be you're messing with my grammar, getting me all heated here. The third party.
I love the Switch.
That's the point of the Switch Pro, is to integrate those third parties. So now it becomes a much more comparable battle.
Dude, my only point was that it is a tough decision.
It is.
Or do you go with the? There's one right back there. I don't know if you can see it next to the PlayStation.
The answer is no.
No. Shh. Sorry to shush you, but that little thing is $300.
Talking about the Xbox Series S.
Yes, Game Pass is amazing. Plus, you get everything else: 1440p, 60 FPS. It's just a tough choice. It's a tough choice. Is all I'm saying.
It is, and I love what Chad is bringing up here. You can't take the PS5 with you. You can barely put it in your backpack. That is a deal. Yeah. You now have a much more powerful system that has an OLED screen that's looking nice, that has a more comparable multi-platform lineup, and you can take this thing with you. I just think the interesting part is what you said of like that gap. you get the Switch Lite and you can't dock, or you have to get the Switch Pro and you dock. So to me, I mean, we have always heard the rumors of 3 pillars, right? Like the Lite, the base, and the Pro. To me, they could keep that, or they're just planning on dropping this thing fast. Or hey, Gabe, maybe we're surprised and we get a Switch Pro for $350, because then this conversation's out the window, right? Then it's just like $350, boom, that's a great price.
2 things I wanted to bring up before I forget. It's one thing. It's just combined. They keep mentioning Bluetooth. Yes. I now love these headsets. Like, they're wireless. Before, when I had wires, I was tethered. I'd get up. I'd, drop things. I'm cool without wires now. I know your Bluetooth still scares you a little bit, but I don't care. So Bluetooth is paramount, and not just for the headsets. Although these work with Switch now, I love these things.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna say those all work.
I was playing 1-2 Switch with girlfriend. I was gonna say her name. I was playing not 1-2 Switch. Snipper Clips is what I was playing.
Yes.
Dude, such a blast. And I was using this. She was using the Pro controller, and it's great. This little thing while we were playing Bowser's Fury, like we were like doing stuff, and for like Bowser Jr., like it's like girlfriend co-op is what they, that's what they use. It's just significant other co-op that's like a little easier, like stuff like this.
It's a way to chill with somebody and play the video game.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So
I want to bring up an OG rumor and an OG request, which is for Mr. Left Joy-Con. The D-pad. Is there a chance that we get a true D-pad for the Switch Pro? Because that is a premium feature for Nintendo, at least.
Yeah. I mean, but then, like...
Then it doesn't Joy-Con.
It's not 2 controllers out of the box.
All right, you're right. That's probably why that has flown the coop.
Michael. I'm sorry. You read it. The last
Michael, what are your bets on battery? Ooh, battery life. Battery life has been an interesting issue, because if you recall, back in the day, battery life was suspect, and then they did make a really minor Switch revision, which was in no way any way comparable to this revision we're about to see, but they did boost the battery life a bit. And I will say, I still have the OG Switch, and I feel like the battery life is fine.
Dude, especially now with the way things are in the world, like I don't go to many places that I'm, before it was airports, right? You go to the airport, you play Switch, but I and like you, I always had like a battery pack with me. And with that, like, dude, do you remember that one time where I was like stranded at the airport for like 24 hours?
Yes.
I just sat there and played Splatoon off my
I mean, you did have a plug. Like, let's be clear, you were plugged in.
Yeah, no, I know, but even if you like don't, you can use a battery bank. Like, they make fast enough ones now.
Do you think that they improve the battery? To me, I don't.
Dude, look, if you can keep the battery the same, consider that a win.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
With the brightness of the OLED and the, from 720p to hopefully 1080p handheld now. Yeah. Like, consider it a win if it's the same.
I agree. I don't see battery life as a selling point, so I don't see it being something they invest in. And if we're to expect it as the same form factor, I don't know really where you put it. One of the best things I've heard about Switch Pro, and it was a rumor, it was a leak from a site that did get some things right in the past, but they were taking this information supposedly from a source they had at a Chinese accessory manufacturer, that it's going to have a Surface-style flap instead of just this tiny. I mean, this is like cartridge width, which is silly. A flap to have that stand up, that to me is an upgrade that I would love to see to the hardware, and it doesn't do a whole lot for the games, but it does a whole lot for me.
Yeah, I think that's happening. I don't think we get the same little like flimsy thing, like, because you can just tear that off thing like easily. Like I tear it off by accident all the time.
Yeah, it's not a great kickstand, but I do think that would be nice.
Here, I'm gonna send you something. I don't know if you want to like incorporate it into this. Here is. It's not good news.
Oh, okay.
But just so you can show it to everybody, it's on topic.
Okay.
But again, as we're leading up until tomorrow, stuff like this is gonna happen. I'm gonna read it and then you can put it on screen if you want. Night Dive Studios and Limited Run Games developer says Nintendo fans tomorrow prepare for disappointment. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's saying that people are going to be underwhelmed by the hardware or that the hardware isn't happening, but this is a developer. So what do you think about that?
Well, what's interesting is that this guy thinks it's not happening before E3 at all. Specifically, he has said that he doesn't think it's happening before E3. So he's doubling down on that train of thought. You know, he could be right. Let me pull this up for the people. But I think there are too many people talking about this actually happening that one kind of outlier isn't going to really faze me. Also, we have heard that this system has been kept heavily under wraps. We've heard that a lot of developers have no clue about it, and the reason is because they've been so tight-lipped, right? They've been so secretive, and we've heard that only a select few and only some of their biggest partners have access to this thing in order to prepare games for the coming E3 show. So I wouldn't expect this guy to have intimate knowledge of it, and I think it's important to point out that he doesn't think it's coming at all before E3, which is he's one of the only ones.
Yeah,
but we'll put it out there. Thank you. We'll you know, it's always good to give both sides. I want to make sure we provide every piece of info that we can. This is what Gabe's talking about. This was posted about an hour and a half ago from MVG. As Gabe mentioned, he is a dev and works with limited run games. He is saying that Nintendo fans will be disappointed. But I don't know. Nintendo fans prepare for disappointment. Isn't that something that, like, I think that's just like a running meme at this point. Like, every day is a Nintendo fan's pipe dream day. So yeah. I wonder if he's just, buying into that at this point.
One more, and this is smaller than that. There was an update on the whole Best Buy thing.
Yes.
Where a different user. What?
Fill us in.
Oh yeah, a different user from Reset Era contacted Best Buy customer support, and they wanted to kind of see what a different customer service agent would say about the topic, and they were giving very similar information, saying this thing, wait a few days and then you'll be good.
Which is so odd. I mean, to me that confirms it is in Best Buy's system. Good old Papa Best Buy.
It seems like it is, right? I mean, yeah, obviously stuff can be photoshopped.
It seems like it's in all these.
It's multiple people at this point.
To me, my 11-year YouTube career, goodness gracious, my 11-year YouTube career tells me that you don't have it pop up at in a Japanese site and a European site and a French site and Best Buy all around the same time. That's just so.
It's so-so.
it's so much smoke. It's so much smoke.
Yeah.
Let's get to this donation question real fast. It would be cool for them to sell D-pad Joy-Cons as an add-on, and that is a good thing worth mentioning. Do you think there's any chance that there are? Well, we know they're going to sell accessories like the Switch Pro case and the Switch Pro whatever. But do you think there's
parties do it?
Do you think there's anything that? How am I trying to ask this? Will there be compatibility between accessories is what I'm trying to say.
The form factor is the same and everything else is the same. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I agree. I think that whatever you got now is going to work for that. Yeah. And I think whatever you get for that would be able to interchange and come backwards. Ridiculous says people have a hard time seeing OLED TVs in a bright room. Do you think gaming outside would be difficult with an OLED screen? Man, call back to those Game Boy days where literally I was like, I cannot see my trainer or my Charizard at all.
Nah, I think you'll be fine. Cause with OLED you can still see it okay as long as the viewing angle isn't off to the side. If you're right in front of it, if you're positioned correctly, you can see OLED in a bright room. Reflections and stuff still. Yeah, but with this, it's right in your face and it's way closer. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah. And I think these will be pretty bright. I think there will be zero issue as far as that goes. Does the Switch Pro will have a virtual console? Perry, I'm so sorry. No.
I made a great joke in today's Good Morning Mario where I was saying I think the Switch Virtual Console is going to be in that new museum they're building.
Yeah, Zach, I saw the joke.
I wanna give a special shout out to two people. One to Volution, who is an OG SwitchForce viewer. I remember you from Comment Force.
Dude, Volution is the guy, man.
And then two, I want to give a shout out to Schick, who's one of the first regular Good Morning Mario viewers. Back at episode 1, 2, 3, 4, we would say Good Morning Mario to each other in the comments every day when that show first started out. So shout out to both you guys. I'm so proud that you guys stuck around. That means so much to me. And
I'm so proud that you stuck around.
Hey,
dude, I can't wait to make the Good Morning Mario documentary one day. I know this isn't such a big deal, but it's a big deal to me. So maybe when we hit episode 100 or episode 150, if we get there, I want to interview.
If we get there, episode 100 is going to be It's like in 3
Yeah,
weeks, bro.
3 weeks. Yeah. No, but I'm saying if we get to like 150 or something, like I want to interview you and maybe do a little documentary about good. I still have some of those files where like where you mess up and you're not so happy.
Master of Hyrule, what's up, dude? He says Nintendo confirming it tomorrow. It really seems like that's what it's all leading towards. It seems like they want to get this out there. They want to get it up before E3. They got their plans out the way, and look, either everybody has been hoodwinked by the freaking Grinch, or this is coming, and it feels like this is coming. And I use the Grinch because, do you remember the Grinch leak from E3 Nintendo like 5 years ago? What the heck?
Dude, I made a video today. By the way, just a second, I can give myself a little shout out for a second.
Okay.
Here be Gabe, if you want to just watch me do stuff, sometimes non-Nintendo related. Here be Gabe, go check me out, sub if you feel like it.
Yeah.
But I was making a video today about leaks, and I didn't mention it because I decided to be a nice guy.
Okay.
But if you remember our good friend Marcus Sellers.
Hey, man.
Dude,
little Falco icon?
Yeah, dude, like, if you remember, I think it was maybe 2 E3s ago, he said that all of the 3 major press conferences were going to have a common theme of aliens.
Hey.
And I was going to include something about that like in the video I made, but it wasn't so nice, so I didn't do it. But it's just a good memory.
Let's do something nice. Let's take questions from chat. You guys got any Switch Pro questions? You got any Switch questions in general? You got some Good Morning Mario questions? Look, I just want to, again, one more time, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for supporting the show. It is my baby, my vision, and it's something I've been so excited and proud to see grow. And we're going to continue to take it to higher production levels, higher content levels, better and better stuff. We got some awesome things coming for episode 100 that I'm excited to share. But most of all, thank you for believing in me and believing in the show. Let's get to your questions. It is your show. It's Good Morning Mario for Switch fans and for me. So we love to see it.
Here. While they ask some stuff, I have some stuff to ask.
Yes.
What are maybe 3 like must-have games, like 3 games that absolutely have to have an update for this next revision? You know, that includes like upscaling with the Fort.
Breath of the Wild. I think Animal Crossing is big enough and has enough technical problems. It has enough technical problems. You can't load stuff on the islands. The load times are so slow.
I thought you were talking about 60 FPS. I'm like, that's useless in that game. Okay.
And they got to be first party?
No. Just 3 games that you absolutely like want an update for. They don't have to be. If you want Doom, call it Doom.
I mean, no, I would go more along the lines of like either Apex or Fortnite getting like a nice. I mean, I just think that's important. Those games are massive. It doesn't mean too much to me. To me, Breath of the Wild and Animal Crossing are the ones I really want to see.
Yeah. I want Mario Kart,
No, I don't want Mario Kart because I want them to make 9. No updates.
And Splatoon 2. I think 3 is far enough away, and I've been playing a lot of it. I would love for that to be in 60 FPS.
Will says, I hate to be a party pooper, but I feel like across the board, Nintendo things can only get better, especially for Animal Crossing. I sure hope you're right. E3 is kind of like
that's the opposite of pooping the party, though. That's the opposite. You're good.
Shane says Mario Kart 9, and then Machines wants to know, I question the Best Buy screenshot because of the UPC. Nintendo products usually start with 045496. If it's a placeholder, it's an odd choice of numbers. Interesting note. I'm not too privy to that.
I don't know what that means.
But let's see.
I don't know what that means at all.
Worst possible pro releases. No.
Dude, we got some. Zach, what's the name of that? It was a free to play. I already forgot. It was a free to play. There was like it was Mexican themed, inspired, like
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law. That's one. But what's another one? That co-op game we played.
Hey, Rico is not bad. Rico is a hidden gem, buddy.
No, Rico's not bad, but I don't care to see that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't care to see it. Okay.
Yeah, Rico. Rico's getting a sequel, dude. I don't know if you know that.
Tony has an interesting question. He wants to know if there's any chance of a digital-only Switch Pro. You know, we have digital-only on some of the other consoles. Would they consider doing that? I personally would probably buy that. Just given that I haven't bought a physical game in a store. Well, I bought Mario 3D All-Stars just as like a, look, child, one day Mario is alive. But other than that, I haven't bought a physical cart in so long.
Yeah, I don't buy physical stuff.
to follow that up, I don't see it happening though. I don't see Nintendo, given their demographic and their kind of their MO with being a family-centric system and kind of doing things the old school way. I don't see them moving to that this generation.
Zach, do you want to just give us a very like simplified answer to Maddie's question? Hi, Maddie. What major differences will there be between OG Switch and Switch Pro? So just like a very quick.
To me, it is going to be DLSS, which is in layman's terms is going to help make the games look better. It's AI, artificial intelligence, that's going to soup up
and run better
visual, look and performance of the game. So you're going to get better frame rates, you're going to get better graphics, you know, in terms of pixels, and you're going to get a nicer screen and a bigger screen. Those seem to be kind of like the 4 biggest things, and maybe the biggest, number 5, is the ability to have more impressive games run on the system. I mean, honestly, to me, that's got to be the most important change, right?
I think so, man. I think that where gaming is going, right? Again, the video I make today, check me out here, Gabe. I mentioned like, how do games like Halo and Battlefield, you know, they're about to both get new versions this year.
Yeah.
How do they exist in a world where all the biggest games are A, free, and B, battle royale? And it seems like it's gonna be like this for a while. Like free to play is gonna be like a thing. Yeah, and not that Apex isn't good on Switch because it's perfectly playable, but that audience is like so big, and obviously if they can run it elsewhere, they're going to. Yeah. Because it runs better. So if you can get that parity, and you're able to maybe get some of that audience to come spend some of that, you know, free to play money over here, because free to play money is very important. Mm-hmm. Like there is billions of dollars made in the industry every year off that stuff. Yeah. And Nintendo misses out on that big time.
I mean, they've tried. They have an impressive list of games that's just not really the best place to play.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are Fortnite. Like, everyone plays elsewhere. So.
The Siler says Earthbound 4. Earthbound be a fun series. Come back. Cody says possibility of a unibody design like the Lite. The issue is you need that dock. Like, I mean.
Oh, hey. Do you think that the dock is going to look different?
It's got to be a little different, right? Because, right?
You know that. Have you've seen the image? I'm just gonna like send it to you just so you can like show it to everyone else, I guess. But there's this one image going around that I love, and like I wish that this is what it would look like. It's the one with the white background. You probably know which one I'm talking about, like as soon as you see it. But go ahead, talk while I find this and send it to you.
Okay. I don't think there's any chance of being handheld only. I think the Switch Lite fills that spot for them. And I would love for that. No, I love the Switch Lite for what it is, but I don't think that's what the Pro needs to be. And I think that dock is going to be important. Master of Hyrule wanted to know if I'm going to be changing the name of the channel once Nintendo drops their new console. Man, I am lucky that we're in an era where it seems like they're going the iPhone route, and I think we just have Switch for a bit. I don't think Nintendo drops this whole switcheroo for a long time. Like, even when they do get to a new like a Switch 2, I think it's still Switch. I mean, PlayStation's been PlayStation, Xbox has been Xbox.
I agree with you. If you look at that image, it's not a dock per se.
You think it's going to be smaller? I mean, we'll bring this up. This is a pretty popular Switch Pro image.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up for you guys, but
that's my favorite one.
It looks super nice, but I think the dock is going to be bigger. I do not think the dock is going to get smaller, as you know, unfortunately. Well, let's ask Doug. Doug, hey Zach, why have the 2 times I've done Doug, does he sound like a man that just crawled out of a cave?
I'll be Doug. This is what we're gonna sound like.
No, I think it's more like, well, Zach, Animal Crossing.
Zach, we really want you to stay on our platform for as long as possible. So, in fact, you standing there for 5 minutes while Animal Crossing loads in is more a design choice. It's not a limitation of the hardware. We could get you in there in about 30 seconds, but
Doug, I understand. This gap is a chance for the kids and their parents to discuss the games, to laugh together, to learn, and to, you know, really catalog their experience. Maybe diary for a little bit. I totally understand it. It makes perfect sense now.
Well, you know, at Nintendo, we do our best to bring all types of players together, especially families of all shapes and sizes.
Oh, man. Well, Doug, I know you've been getting in shape with those bike rides as of late. This is the Switch Pro design, Doug, that we would like to request. And we do have an update from our friend Cody, who says, to be clear, unibody doesn't mean it's dock incompatible. And actually, Cody, I guess it would function a lot like this image here, where it is unibody, but it also is dockable. And this sleek dock, Gabe, I do not see that being... Doug, I'm sorry, Doug. I mean, Doug, yeah, dude, Doug, I know you're getting, what do they call that? When guys have like size inferiority complex, what do they call that?
A Napoleonic complex.
Yeah, I think with the Xbox Series X fridge and the PS5 alien spaceship, they're like, we need bigger. We are number one. We cannot have this small thing. It makes us feel inferior and like we don't have a premium product.
Well, Zach, at Nintendo, we like to think that we only compete with ourselves.
That is so spot on, man.
We are all about having the best gaming experiences possible on the Nintendo Switch family of systems. Whether that be with the Nintendo Switch Lite or with the new Nintendo Switch Pro, we feel that there is a home for everybody with Nintendo.
I love that you call it the new Nintendo Switch Pro, Doug, because this way, when we're talking about like the new Switch, it's just part of the name. You just fit that word in for us. It's already there. We don't even have to add it in. You're taking the grammar off our shoulders and putting it on yours. Thank you, Doug, and goodbye. Honestly, Gabe, this is your new party trick. You are Doug Bowser 2.0, okay?
There you go, man. I'm going to go ride a bike.
I love it. Guys and girls, I really hope this happens. Master If I Rule, yeah, we answered your question. Doug Bowser made a surprise appearance. That was pretty great. Mario Strikers. That's a good one. I saw a couple people mention that. We would love that so much.
Yeah, we wouldn't get that in the same year as golf, I think.
Zeno has a good question that I want to answer before we wrap up here, because I do need a little bit of shut-eye. Is there a possibility it could be non-portable, dock only?
Nah. Nintendo wants you to buy both. Hey, if you want to play one on the go, buy the Lite. If you want to play one at home in 4K, buy the Pro. The one that does both, not an option anymore.
Before we dismiss it, though, the three-pillar philosophy that was discussed for years, Gabe, back when you were on the channel for years, was portable, both, and then home console only. I think that ship has sailed, and I think the Switch's success and honestly, their desire to replace the OG Switch mandates that this must still be a hybrid system. And let's base it on some data. The reports and rumors we've seen from Bloomberg and other places detail the differences between, the portable play and the docked play. So,
I don't know who said it. Someone said, "Oh, it's called the Switch for a reason." Doesn't matter. The Switch Lite exists, and that doesn't switch at all.
Oh, wow. I am getting giddy. I'm getting loud. These E3 streams are going to be so much fun. Gabe, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for everybody. Thanks to everybody for showing up tonight. Wanted to get this live stream in. Hopefully tomorrow we are blessed with Doug, Doug on your... Look, if you hear a noise on your roof tonight, don't worry, you're not getting robbed. It's Doug Bowser. He's getting ready to drop some news. And it is going to be like music to your...
That's why I'm not on the channel anymore. As soon as Doug Bowser came around, if you notice I haven't been here, that's because I am in fact Doug Bowser.
Gabe is... Man, Gabe, how do you fit inside that tiny body? How do they fit all you inside there?
Well, this is all fake. The nose and the glasses, as you guys know, are fake. This is not my real face. This is all prosthetics, man. Come on.
Let's give people a little bit of a tomorrow plan. I think 10 a.m. is a good chance. I think 11 a.m. is a good chance, and I think evening time. You're really gonna have to be
24 hours is a good chance.
Yeah, you really have to refresh the Twitter. But the good news is, Gabe, that there is a great place for you to find all the news as soon as it drops. SwitchForce and Good Morning Mario are your hubs and homes for Nintendo Switch Pro and for E3, and honestly for everything Switch. So we are going to have this covered like a blanket. It's going to be cozy, it's going to be complete, and I got you. Videos fast, videos accurate, and videos often. So make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys all. Thanks for supporting Good Morning Mario. Gabe's losing it. I don't know what's happening here.
No, someone said that they've never seen me and Doug in the same room.
It's true. It's true. All right, and just to recap before we get out of here, Best Buy did their... People found it on Best Buy's system. That's what kind of spurred this whole discussion. People talking to customer service reps, and Gabe and I both predict new Nintendo Switch Pro $400. Gabe's thinking a mid-November right before Thanksgiving launch, and I'm thinking a mid-October launch to get ready and support a couple of game releases. So we'll see what happens. You know I'll have you covered tomorrow. Either way, whatever goes down, I got you. Thank you, my friends. And thanks, Gabe. It was so good to have you back.
Laura, yes, it was you. Hey, thank you for having me. I miss all of you, especially those that say you miss me. I miss you guys extra.
Appreciate you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And hopefully tomorrow we have a whole new era for Nintendo Switch. I'll see you then. Until next time, everybody. I love you lots. Get some sleep. SwitchForce out. What a show, man. What a show.
That was longer.